So just before the video does start, a quick little ad on a trading service I offer over on Twitch. I basically do trading guides for both Xbox and PlayStation for all budgets, from silver trading to icon trading with shadow trading and special card trading. On top of that, I do investments for Weekend League, Pre-Team of the Week and event investing. And you do have the ability to DM me one-on-one with any individual questions. And you can get all this for £4.99 a month, or free if you have Amazon Prime. Yo, what's up guys, and welcome to a brand new video over on the channel. In today's video, what we're going to be doing is talking to you guys about investing in some of the leaked Team of the Season players. In case you guys weren't aware, a lot of the Team of the Season players have already been leaked by the very reliable leakers. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how is investing in their gold card and what we would expect that gold card to do out of packs. So the first player we're talking about is a very nice looking Adeyemi. So how does Adeyemi's card do out of packs? So Adeyemi's card went out of packs when he got a Team of the Week. That Team of the Week came on the 15th of December. So how did Adeyemi do the last time he went out of packs? He went from 1.6 to 2k and then just kind of slowly dropped down to 1.6. Therefore, what we can do is we can see last time that Adeyemi was out of packs, there was no rise whatsoever, therefore it is not worth investing in him. But then move underway with Anthony, getting himself a pretty decent looking Team of the Season card. So how is Anthony going to do out of packs? Now Anthony's already been out of packs 3 times this year, which means we can already easily tell how he can do out of packs. The first time he went out of packs was due to getting the Team of the Group Stage card back in the 5th of December. So let's have a little look how was his price on the 5th of December. That's November. There we go. So the 5th of December, what has happened? There's actually no rise, which is interesting. This was him getting a Team of the Group Stage card, so it would have been needed for any SBCs there. The second time we went out of packs was the first Inform, and that came on the 29th of December, so no more than like 3 weeks later. And how did that card do? That card went out of packs, let me just double check, on the 29th, and that card absolutely banged. So why did he absolutely bang one time but not absolutely bang the second time? That would have been due to the generic SBCs. Basically, you know we get those SBCs that go maximum from 1 League 2, minimum from 1 Nation 7. So if you get those SBCs, Anthony does really well. If you don't get those SBCs, he doesn't do well. So let's have a little look how the third Inform went. So third Inform came out on the 30th of March, so right at the back end of March. So we're all the way here. And again, we can see he went from 1k to 3.5 and even as high as 6k. I don't believe this was Eredivisie icon swaps, but it potentially could have been. But this just would have been loads of generic SBCs really working well in his favour. So, Anthony at 1.6163, I'd probably hold off on PC. But on Xbox and PlayStation, going off of a gamble that you're going to have generic SBCs rising, he'd be brilliant. If you don't get generic SBCs, don't expect him to rise. Although his card should be quite rare this week because rares in general are quite rare. So if you're going to gamble on generic SBCs at 1.6, he generally still isn't a bad price. So the next player we have is Father Fred. There we go. Pretty underwhelming card once again. So how did Fred do? So Fred has obviously been out of packs due to getting the Road to the Final card. His Road Final card came on the 23rd of October. And if we see how he did on the 23rd of October, he went from 1k to 1.5 and even peaking up there at 2.3. Therefore, the current prices, I do not think he's worth buying. If he has a drop due to overinvestment, maybe I'd think about picking him up. But at current prices, he's generally at what he peaked at last time he went out of packs. So the next league player we get to is Suarez. Now, Suarez has been out of packs 3 times this year. Those 3 times are his first Inform he got on the 6th of October. His record breaker card he got on the 5th of November. And his FUT birthday card he got on the 4th of March. So let's have a little look at how he did out of packs. So first of 6th of October, how did he do during the 6th of October? We got to go all the way back to the beginning. And 6th of October, obviously, would have been very early days. Yeah, I mean, he did rise, but that probably would have been due to extremely low supply, due to him only being on the market for a week. So probably wouldn't bother looking at that. The second time was the early November. So early November would have been, if I'm not wrong, let's have a little look. That was the 5th of November. So how did he do during the 5th of November? He would have risen the week before, maybe due to some icon packs. Then he went out of packs here and he went from 23 to 28. That's a bit interesting because he's currently 23k right now. And then finally he went out of packs here on the 4th of March. And how did he do on the 4th of March? He'd be round about here. On the 4th of March, extremely underwhelming. Just went from 31 to... I mean, not even that, sorry. He went from 33 to 37. I presume he would have been leaked. So pre-leaked, he would have been 31. So some okay rises. Now, what you'd have to appreciate with Suarez is his rise is completely subjective on icon SBCs. No one does any SBCs in FIFA unless they are that are 88 plus, unless they are icon SBCs, at least to the mass where he'd actually rise. Now, something that you also want to be having a little look at is right now Suarez is 23k. What is the cheapest 87? Sorry, 88. I mean, the cheapest 88 is only about 22k, so it wouldn't be bad. Now, we would expect all fodder to drop on the Friday due to people opening packs with most consistent. Yeah, again, so I don't think he'd be the worst gambler in the world. The only problem is you aren't gambling on a well-demanded icon SBC coming out over the weekend. If not, we would expect a drop on him due to, obviously, there being no demanded SBCs released while he is out. So, Suarez, there you go, not too bad, just the only thing he rises for is a good icon SBC. But then going away with a very, very tasty looking Gravenberch, very, very nice upgrade, bear in mind some of the underwhelming upgrades in the other players. So Gravenberch has had 3 cards, so he's been out of packs 3 times. First time was due to him having a road to the final on October the 5th. Second time was due to him having a future star on February the 11th. And the third time was due to him having a inform on March the 16th. So let's go and see how he's done out of packs. First time is October the 15th. So, all the way here. Here we go. This is him going out of packs. He went from 700 coins to 1.3. Pretty underwhelming. Second time, once again, was the 11th of Feb. So, let's scroll along to the 11th of Feb. January, February. And how did he do? 700 coins to 1.2. Quite a underwhelming reoccurring theme here. The third time was the 17th of March. So, how did he do during the 17th of March? He went from 800 coins to 1-1. I mean, he did well on Xbox, but maybe that would have been SBC solutions. So, overwhelming or final fit say on him is doesn't even rise for the 3 weeks he's even been out of packs this year. So, wouldn't go with him. So, the next player we're going to go and cover is going to be Carrasco. So, let's have a little look how he's done out of packs. First time he was out of packs was early November with a team of the week, and second time he was out of packs was late December with a, what's it called? What are these called? Headliners. Lovely. So, early November, how did he do? Now, it's still very early days of the game, obviously. He went from 2k, I mean, him going for 2k, that is definitely early days. He went from, what was he going for again? November the 3rd. So, he went from, he obviously would have played well, so he would have basically gone from 2k to 2.7, and then had no rise, but that was very early game where there was a lot of fodder and a lack of SBCs that were demanded. The second rise probably is a little bit more relevant, and that is end of December. So how did he do at the end of December? He didn't actually rise whatsoever, and that's because we were in a whole month without SBC fodder being needed. So right now he is sitting at 5.2k. An easy way to tell how inflated he is just how much caustic is, because these are normally the exact same price. So he's barely inflated at the moment, but obviously we are expecting a big drop on Friday. His utility is okay for SBCs. We can see him rising and dropping. At 5'2", he doesn't look too appetizing to me, I'll be completely honest with you. Maybe if he goes down for marquee matchups or something, it'll be a bit better, but he doesn't offer the most utility when it comes to SBCs, just because if we go look at La Liga, they've got so many left wings. Because they've got so many left wings, if you need an SBC, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... well, at least 5 in a position, which, you know, you'll only really ever need maximum 2 of. So, Carrasco, looking overpriced at the moment, bear in mind he wasn't the best out of packs. So, the next player is a very nice looking, well, yeah, very nice looking Laporte, I'd say. And how did Laporte do out of packs? Now, Laporte has been out of packs only once. We're getting a team of the week, and that team of the week came late December. So, you can see right here, late December, he went from 10k to 14k, up there at 16k, so it wasn't too bad out of packs, and obviously in December, you'll remember, was a very, very dry month when it comes to fodder. He is really good at SBC fodder in terms of the chemistry he can offer. Just gonna have a little look right now to see actually is he good value for money. So an 87 is right now coming in at 17k, because he's a little bit lower rated, you don't fully have to rely on an icon SBC. A well-demanded player SBC he could also do well for, even the odd upgrade pack, but I mean very rarely do you need 86s. So Laporte would be a little bit better out of packs, but yeah, so 17k isn't too shabby when it comes to Laporte. So we then move underway with Timber, pretty decent looking card, cool. Now the problem with Timber is he's not actually had any special cards, he's only had an SBC card, which was really nice and cheap. But what we can do is we can scroll through, and if you keep an eye on this 1k, we can see that he only surpasses 1k once, I mean barely twice right there, and then there for the objective. So throughout the whole 6 months, or 7 months the game's been out, He's only really surpassed 1k twice, which means that we just know there's no demand for him, so I wouldn't invest in Timber because unless you maybe get lucky with an objective, he's never actually rising and demanded. Next player we're going to get underway with is Maru. Now, Maru has been out of packs once when getting a Team of the Week, and that Team of the Week did come on the 23rd of February. Now, on the 23rd of February, he actually did pretty well. He went from 700 coins to 1.9k. It does offer a little bit of chemistry, bear in mind, well, especially with them adding a Nua as of recently. So, yeah, I mean, sitting here at discard, I don't see any problem investing in him for out of packs. Again, if there's objectives, he is generally, I think, one of 2 gold Eredivisie right backs. So, yeah, there we go. If people are building full Eredivisie teams for objectives, he can also do pretty nicely. Although seeming to be one of the most informed players in the world, Koku, he doesn't get the most amazing card in the world, but he does get a Team of the Season. He gets 2 POTMs this year and 1 in form, therefore only being out of packs once. That was out of packs on the 31st of December, and how did he do on the 31st of December? 800 coins to, boom, 2.6k. This would have been due to generic SBCs rather than natural demand, so again, if you want to go and buy him for discard right here and go and sell him or gamble on us getting some generic SBCs, or at least some SBCs needing Eredivisie players, I can imagine Koku doing pretty well. But there we go. Another player around about discard who has had previous trends of doing very well. So the next player we're going to get to is going to be Mr. Zaha. Now Zaha has only been out of packs once due to getting an inform, and that inform just came around just literally around about 2-3 weeks ago, and that was the 3rd of March. How did he do when he went out of packs on the 3rd of March? You probably would have barely known he went out of packs. Yeah, I mean, he went up here to 1.8, and then all the people who overinvested in him panic sold him, and he went from 1k then to 1.6. So right now he's generally more expensive than he even peaked when he last went out of packs. Don't like Zaha because he's a left forward. Basically, people are too stupid to use a left forward and left wing, which means they never actually end up using Zaha unless they ever use the 4-3-2-1 formation or the 4-3-4-2-1 formation, which they never, I don't think I've ever seen that being used for an SBC. So, there we go. Don't buy Zaha. So the next player we're getting to is going to be Mr. Tortibo. Now, Tortibo's pretty interesting because he's actually never gone out of packs, but again, keep your eye on that 1k mark. He has surpassed a K once, twice, 3 times a lady. Not quite there. I'd say 4, 5, 6. So he surpasses the K mark a fair few times. Never really much more than a K, but here's a out-of-pack Liga and centre-back. Something that'd probably be interesting to look at is someone who's literally out of packs all last week, who is practically the exact same card, and if I can go and find him, there you go, it's Thomas. This guy had Team of the Week all last week, and how did he do out of packs? He actually didn't rise whatsoever. Now, we haven't had any generic SBCs this week, so it's a bit of a risky investment. If you're buying him again, you are gambling on generic SBCs, but there's multiple trends to back not really wanting to invest in him at a K, especially if you want any sort of fast rise on him. So we then get to a very underwhelming Cody. Now, Cody has been out of packs once this year. We're getting a Team of the Week just a few weeks ago. That Team of the Week did go and land on the 17th of March. How did he do on the 17th of March? Absolutely no rise whatsoever. The one thing I will say, Cody, he actually can do quite well for an SBC because he's a high-rated non-rare Prem centre-back. Just, I mean, nothing's really proven for him to do too well this year, so once again, it's a little bit like Tortibo. You'd really have to luck out with some generic SBCs, other than especially buying at the inflated rate of 1.3k, you're not going to make any money. So the next team of the season is going to be Mr. Widget now, getting himself it's the best Eredivisie left-back we have at the moment. So this guy's never been out of packs, and I'll be honest with you, again, you look at that 1k mark, he surpasses a K once, twice, basically had a period there, probably because of icon swaps. But yeah, pretty flat graph, never ever really rising. Would not recommend buying Wijnaldum unless you want to go and gamble on some Eredivisie needing objectives. So we then get to the final player, and that is Mr. Gakpo. A pretty meh looking card, not gonna lie. I think that's kind of a common theme with Team of the Season. They are a bit meh. You get the odd one that's nice, but meh. So Gakpo has been out of packs twice this year, which is decent to see what happened to his trends. First time was February the 5th, second time was February the 28th. So let's have a little look how he's done in February. My suspicions make me think it's these two rises right here. So let's have a little look. So beginning of February, yep, went from 800 coins to 2k. Second time, 800 coins to 2.3k. I mean, bear in mind this guy's sitting at discard, and both times he surpassed 2k. That's pretty decent. Look, that was pretty decent to me, I'm not going to lie. Yeah. Now again, you wouldn't imagine it would have been, I mean, it would have been a crazy coincidence for it to be objective based. But yeah, I mean, but that is a very, very nice trend for someone who right now is in a discard. So again, I mean, I would try and diversify your investment. There's multiple players I've covered in this video that you can go and invest in. But I mean, to end off with a card with those sort of trends is looking very, very promising. Now, if they need Eredivisie, I think if they need Eredivisie left wingers for objectives, there are a few. Yeah, Gakpo, Bruma, and Sinesta, and I'll be honest, he's probably one of the least favourite out of those two. But that is going to go and wrap up today's video. Thank you very much for watching. Bunch of investments for you guys to go for. Hopefully you guys do enjoy it. Obviously, you've still got yesterday's marquee match investments you'll probably be able to buy. But thanks for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video.